Hello and welcome back to The Weekend Gardener. It's Friday the 2nd of August, and when I came down to the plot I noticed that a lot of the onions in one of the beds had started to flop over, which indicates to me that they're ready to be harvested. So I've just quickly pulled them out of the ground, and although the majority of them were fine, there was a large number that had got onion white rot. So I won't be growing onions in that bed for a little while to come. So I'll just show you what I've got, and I'll show you the ones that I'm going to be discarding. I've got plenty of onions, so I don't need to worry about throwing some away. But I'm really pleased, especially with the red onions this year. I didn't really get any last year, but this year I've had some really good sized onions and plenty of them. So let's go and have a quick look. Now these are the remaining red onions that I've taken out the large onion bed. As you can see, there's some absolute beauties in there. So I'm just going to put them in this drying rack, leave them here for a week or two, and then I'm either going to cut the stalks off and put them in the mushroom crate for storage over winter, or I may try and plat them and hang them up, even though I've tried that in the past. It didn't really work, but some of them are quite a size. So yeah, they should be good. Now we'll have a look at the other onion bed. So this is a small onion bed, and there's still some in there that are standing up, so I'm just going to leave those to carry on growing. So this is the main bulk of them, and these ones are all fine. So I'm just going to hang those out to dry in a minute. And then these are the ones that have got the onion white rot. Now, I might be able to save some of them, but to be honest, I don't think it's really worth the hassle. As I said, I've got plenty of onions to go at, and I've still got another half a bed over there with onions in. And these are the mixture really of Bedfordshire Champion and Ailsa Craig. So I'm just going to get these hung up and sorted out. I'm going to leave the rest of these to grow on for a little while longer. I've tried pulling them all, I've given them a light tug, and they're still rooted in. So that to me says that they haven't got onion white rot, because if they have, they'd just pull out so easily. So they're going to get another week or so to grow on. But let's just get this little lot processed. I imagine there's probably at least 40 onions there. I've put all the onions into the drying rack now. I've taken off the outer skin, tidied them up as best I can, took the roots off. So if you add up the white onions and the red onions, that's 65 good usable onions that I've got, and then there's 20 that I've lost to white rot, which isn't a bad percentage. I'll just know not to sow onions in that bed next year, but we're looking good for onions for the rest of the year and possibly into next year, so I'm more than happy with that. Hello and welcome back. It's Saturday afternoon, and today I want to try and sort out the raspberries. I put a frame in when I planted the raspberries, but I only put the base of it in. So now I'm going to extend it, and I'm going to put 2 uprights on each side so I can run a wire to hold the raspberries in place. I've pre-made the extensions, and I'm going to get those screwed on. So I'll just show you what I've done. These are the extensions. So I've got 2 poles on there, one top, one bottom, and they're roughly 15 inches apart. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screw them onto the supports that I've put in. There's also a strength and a brace in with the supports as well, so it should hold it steady enough to hold the raspberries up, because they're getting quite tall now, and so I don't want them to start flopping over. And you can see now the fruit is just starting to form, so that to me says that these are late fruiting raspberries. So at the end of the season I can just take them all down to the ground. So I'm just going to get these popped on, and I'm going to put some wire lines across, and that should keep the raspberries all nice, stop them getting damaged in the wind. There we go, that's the first one in place. I've just set it a couple of inches above the wooden post. Now what I can do at the end of the season, I can just unscrew it, keep it in the shed. This post that's in here has been treated, so that should be okay outside, but this is just softwood, so it's not going to last the winter, but it'll be okay for now. So what I'm going to do, I might also put, I've got some more of these slats, I might put one a little bit lower down, just to support the lower raspberries. So I'll just get the other side done and get the wire ran in. That's the raspberries tamed. As you can see, I've put one cross brace there, on there, and run the wire in all three positions. It's just tidied it up a little bit. I've been able to get up and down the walkway now. You're getting to do a little bit of weeding. There are quite a few raspberries that have come outside, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them through, to leave them to it. Might tie them back to this top rail here, and then over the winter I shall dig that section out just so it maintains a walkway. In the polytunnel, the cucumber plant is doing really well. I've got another 4 there to take. I took a load the other day. Bell peppers are coming through. Got a couple of little melons that are growing. I'm just going to do 3 per plant. I've not got any fruit on this side yet. I'm sure it won't be long. And the Corno de Toro Rosso are doing really well. Everything's just doing, I think it's this nice warm weather, everything's doing really well at the moment. Ooh, I've got a tiger runner there that's almost ripe. And the grapes are starting to turn. This little bunch here hasn't done anything yet. So after a bit of a shaky start, to the year, everything seems to be really well on its way at the moment. Watermelon growing nicely. I've had to trim back some of the marigolds because they were just taking over. They were doing so well. But touch wood, so far I've not really had any pest problems in there. There's obviously been a few caterpillars in and about, but nothing major. So now it's just a case of keeping on top of everything. I'm going to pop up to the second plot and have a look around there, see what needs doing. Good morning and welcome back. It's Sunday morning, and around about 10 o'clock today, myself and the other committee members will be carrying out a site plot inspection. I've never done it before. I've had a few done. I've never had any problems with them, never been told to change anything or alter anything, so that's good really. But it's going to be strange when the boot's on the other foot, because you always run the risk of upsetting someone and telling them that they're not doing things the way they should be and things aren't up to scratch. But that's just the way the allotments are run. If your plot's not up to scratch, then you've got to do something about it. We all accept the terms when we take on the plots, so we've all got to be willing to take the criticism when it arrives. And what I plan to do is send everyone a letter once we've done it, and if people's plots need improving, I shall tell them. Just wait for the lorry to get back. Yeah, if people's plots need improving, I shall tell them, and if people's plots are looking fantastic and wonderful and all those things, then I shall tell them that as well. So hopefully we should get some of these plots that are looking unkept. There's some of them, they've been like this all year, and so now it's finally time to take some action and get some people either working or moved on, so we can get some people in that are going to look after their plots. So that'll be kicking off shortly, so I'm just going to have a cup of tea and wait for everyone else to arrive. I've been around the entire allotment site, inspected every single plot. There's only 35 on here, but a lot of them are divided into 2, so there's probably around about 60 plots in total if you count the half plots. And the majority of them were to a good standard. Unfortunately, there's about 7 or 8 which weren't good enough, so we're going to have to send them letters out, and they've got 28 days to put it right. But now I've done my committee duties, it's time to do a little bit of gardening, and I think I'm going to start with some harvesting. I'm going to start by taking these 4 cucumbers here, which are ready to go, and there's a couple of tomatoes which are ripened up nicely. So I'm going to take those, and that'll be all I'll get out of the polytunnel for today. Unfortunately, I pressed the camera button and not the video button, but I've just taken out the first row, and in there was 4 seed potatoes, and I've got an entire mushroom crate full of potatoes, and they're all pretty good size. There's a few smaller ones, but not many. The majority of them are a good size, and there's only one that I've managed to put the fork through. So I'll put those with the harvest, and I'll see what we've got to take home with us today. This is today's harvest. Bolt Hardy beetroot, Oregon sugar snap peas, some king tut peas, sprouting broccoli, calabrese, 4 cucumbers, 2 cabbage, courgettes, a few tomatoes, and a box of potatoes. And it's only just going to keep going now for the next month or two at a similar sort of pace. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's all I've got time for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much, and goodbye.